Quest. I'm Trevor Crane, and this is Nobby Kleinman. Actually, hold it, Nobby. How the hell do I say your last name?
Kleinman's right.
Yes! Nailed it! All right. Nobby is a good friend of mine. He's a co-author of Your Epic Book Launch, and we're going to talk about his book today. Actually, we're going to talk about money rules, your choices, your future. And this is one of his books. This is #1 best-selling book, Rich Girl, Poor Girl. It's a very cute little story. And we're going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff about money. Nobby is a recovering financial planner. So we're going to get the real deal here. So thank you for being here, my friend.
My pleasure, Trevor. Good to be here.
And I'm not sure where you are in the world because I know you do a bit of traveling. So where are you?
Today I'm actually at home in Melbourne, Australia.
All right. But you're all over Asia, right? You have an outsourcing team in the Philippines. Is that right?
Correct. Set up an outsourcing team there about 2.5 years ago so that I could get a whole lot of stuff done for me because I wasn't happy with what I was getting from other people. Mm-hmm. And I thought the only way to do this is have my own team set up. And then people found out what I was doing and they know how particular I am with getting stuff done. Mm-hmm. And they said, can we use your team to do our work? And it was like, you know what? I believe in leverage. I was already paying rent and wages and overheads and everything. And I couldn't utilize them full time. So I said, yeah, okay, fine. So we commercialized it. And now the team does a lot of work for a lot of people.
You know, we got to talk about that. You mentioned this a while ago, and that wasn't the focus of today's interview, but I got to talk to you about your team. I've got a couple of great VAs that work for me overseas. One of them actually in the Philippines, and I've loved it and helps me get so much done. It's a great win-win. He's a great communicator, really, really talented. So we should talk a little bit more about that because I think everybody needs help. And I think the plague of many entrepreneurs is they think they've got to do it all themselves, which is the furthest thing from the truth. You get that a lot?
Oh, absolutely. Look, it's my whole premise. I'm absolutely brilliant at what I'm brilliant at, but I don't want to get caught up with the minutiae. And learning new programs, learning new software, keeping sites updated, watching out for the latest plagues and everything like that rampage through websites and things. That's not my specialty. I don't want to be doing that. Yeah. I spend enough hours a day working in what I love doing without having to spend time in things I don't enjoy doing. So, one of the things you talk about having a VA, and a lot of people learn about VAs and think they can get $2 VAs. And they're aware of VAs coming out of the Philippines, that $2 is no longer the norm. So what I did was I actually set up a whole team of people just to work for me. And that covers video, it covers website, it covers graphics, it covers web development, it covers web building. There are so many different areas. One of the biggest things we do for clients is transcriptions. So there's a whole range of things. So if you, as a client, come along and say, I need this done, they'll say, yep, that's one VA, and then I need that done, that's 2 VAs. And then you start hiring a whole team of people. The beauty with my office is, here's another problem. You've then got to learn English again, right? Because their understanding of English is one thing, and they'll say, yes, sir, because they honestly want to be able to happens a couple of weeks later.
Hold on, pause. You broke up just on the video a couple of minutes ago, but I was able to catch everything. You just said something there I want to make sure I catch, because you said you have to relearn English because it means when they say yes, sir, it means something different to them, and then you broke up. What'd you say?
Right. So they'll say yes because they want to please you. And they're lovely people. They really are lovely people. The problem is they're not commercially minded. And so they're good at what they're good at, and if you give them one job to do, that's what they're very good at. But don't ask them to do a whole range of things. It becomes overwhelm for them, and they'll disappear on you. All right? They're gone for weeks. Sorry,
I just got to say something because you are nailing it out of the park for me. Because it's been probably about 3 years that I've been working with different assistants in the Philippines helping me. And I really like the way they communicate. They've been very honest with me. But I got to say, that is one of the challenges. At first, I've had to retrain them to tell me that no is okay. Like, I ask the question, do you know how to do this? And they'll be like, yes, sir. And I'm like, hold on. I can tell that that's not exactly accurate. You're going to really piss me off if you don't just tell me I don't know. If you just tell me, then we can figure it out. But don't tell me you know stuff that you don't. But I had to make it okay, that they didn't have to already know everything. And I've done that as well, where I have overwhelmed them because I want so much. And I'm like, okay, well, do my social media, do my tech, do my appointment setting, do this, do my transcription work, do my video work, do my design. And I was thinking, I was working with another outsourcing firm. You and I both know, I've shared with you the name of it. And they were like, well, just have your one VA do that. They can do that and that and that. And I'm like, you know what? That doesn't make sense. The technical minded guy I'm working with, he doesn't know how to write and do social media and blog and research and all that. That's not his thing. So this is really good. This was not what we're supposed to talk about now, but this is interesting.
No. So look, that's one of the greatest challenges over there, is comprehending all of this overwhelm of and overload of information. They are good at one thing. It's I hate to be rude, but this is how simplified it is. It is monkey see, monkey do. You give them one job, okay? Yeah. They're good at that one job. They love doing that one job. They will do it so well. But you really need to look at having more people doing your work.
We're going to go ahead and talk more about that after a quick break, and more about money rules in just a second. Hey guys, you're watching Greatness Quest, and every week I'm bringing you someone to help you take your business to the next level. This week it's Nobby Kleinman, and he is in Australia. We were just talking all about outsourcing because he's built a team of people to help him get a lot of different things done. But we were here to talk about some money rules. So you said you're a recovering financial planner. What does that mean?
Okay, I was a financial planner for 20 years, and the industry went stupid with regulation and compliance. And instead of spending my time out there talking to my clients for 90% of the time and 10% paperwork, it was the other way around. I was doing 90% paperwork and 10% seeing clients. So the fun out of it. And that couldn't go on. So I had enough, and I just decided that was it. I was leaving the industry, so I did.
And you broke up just a second there, Nobby. So it was that you found yourself spending more time doing paperwork than helping clients. Got it.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. And not only that, I couldn't talk to clients in plain, simple English about what they actually needed. Financial planners have a rule which is, you must know your client before you can make a recommendation, which is fair enough. Mm-hmm. But the problem is you need to talk to them in financial planning language, because otherwise you'll end up going off rail, and they'll say, you said this. So you need to be very, very careful with that. And because your tail is on the line, you're going to get sued.
So you got basically frustrated with all the BS when it came to paperwork or regulations and somebody else's rules about things. And I know what you write about in your book. This is one of your several books. This is all around your money rules, is that we're not taught wealth, anywhere. I know this story is about, actually tell them a little bit about this story and about money rules, or how, because the slogan here of your choice is your future. I know this has a lot to do with your coming out of financial planning. No, I don't know what you're going into, but
well, in fact, look, and here's the spanner in the wheel. This was my first book, which was actually written for women.
Want More Money, Honey.
And it's called Want More Money, Honey. But that was written for the same demographic. It was for women, because when I was a financial planner, I was always asked one question more than another, which was, how do I manage my daily money? So they were running out of money before they ran out of how their money was being spent. And the problem with that a lot of the time is because they don't track it. They don't know what they've got coming in
Okay,
and
this
going
is
out.
great. You broke up again there, but I only missed a section. You said it was how do I manage my daily money, because, and I'll fill in the gaps here. I think you're saying that it's because they ran out of the money before the end of the month. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
That's right, when you broke up. So how do I manage my daily money? And you asked me a question off camera about my wife, who also is a financial planner. And then I went to answer you and I said, let me just do this on camera. She has evolved much of her financial planning typical business into doing more of what she calls money coaching, which is much more of the plain talk of, she calls it the money mask, just like you're talking about clarity of their money, tracking their money. She's like, they need to know what they make, that's M for mask, make and spend and keep. That's the money mask. What do you make? What do you spend? What do you keep? And when she works with people more around their stresses and emotions and their beliefs and behaviors around money, and just track what's really going on, she sees phenomenal results with her clients, which has evolved into a whole new part of her consulting practice, where she is she's known as like a financial marriage counselor now, because she helps people around that. You're smiling. So is this something you experienced as well? Because it sounds like a similar transformation.
Oh, look, always. Total honesty here, when I first started as a financial planner, I had 4 credit cards that were all maxed out. I had no money, no income or anything, right? So it was a hard gig when I started in financial planning. But I turned that around pretty quickly, and the steps that I took were basically the same thing: learning the money that comes in, learning where the money goes to, right?
Yeah.
And this doesn't need to be budgeting, right? You just need to know where the money goes.
My wife would be so happy you
Okay.
said that. She gets really frustrated with this whole concept of budgeting, because people get all anxious and it's a focus on scarcity, and she doesn't even like to say it. I actually like to say budgeting more than she does, because she just saw the negative effect it had on people.
Well, look, budgeting is a negative word, and the reason for that is, budgets work, but people don't. Okay.
Yeah.
And normally what happens is they're very, very scary, because it's money in, money out, and this is all that's left over. I'm not giving up my glass of wine on a Friday night because there's no money in my budget. This is not how I want to live. So the frustration sets in. So it became a matter of, how can I show people how to eliminate their debts and create wealth just on their current income. Don't change your lifestyle. Don't change, the amount of income that you don't go and get a second job or anything. Because as a financial planner, when I was asked how to manage my money, the simple answer was spend less than you earn and pay the highest interest debt first.
Right. That's
Okay?
a very simple answer.
It's not rocket science,
Yeah.
but I would still get a glazed look coming back at me. And it was like, duh, yeah, and how? And
Yeah.
it was like, well, you really need to have a push button solution. So that was how I came out with Money Rules. I sat down and
Is
I
this a
developed.
magazine that you have now also, or what is that?
This is actually this is a brochure for the program.
Oh, okay.
But it is an actual software solution that I sell online, and the people who use it just absolutely love it. I can tell you there's a story. There's a second story inside Rich Girl, Poor Girl, about a woman who bought 10 properties for her retirement, so they'd have that income. She had a 6-figure job, which she lost, and they were starting to go backwards. And they didn't know how.
You just bugged out on me again. Hold on. She had a 6-figure job, and then she had houses. And so what was that part?
So she wanted to keep these houses. They were their retirement plan, right? But when she was going backwards money-wise, all the financial advisors were saying, sell one of the properties and you'll get out of your debt. She said, this is not what I want to hear. There's got to be another solution. I didn't buy all these properties to sell one.
Right. And so you advised her differently than that, I'm assuming, based on your tone. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to take another quick break. And I want to talk about we had previously prepared what we were going to discuss here about debt elimination, money management, and wealth creation, and how people can set up their own money rules so that they can win and build that wealth creation. And I want to get a couple of insights from you. So you're watching Greatness Quest, and we'll be back in just a second. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Trevor, and this is Nobby, and we are talking about money rules. We also were talking about, some debt elimination possibilities, money management, wealth creation, how wealth is not taught in schools, how you should be outsourcing. We've got it covered a lot. Wrap up, we were just talking off camera about your outsourcing program that you did for yourself in the Philippines, and you have a whole team there now, also with your management team and how that's unique. And then let's wrap this up with all the money stuff as well.
Okay. One of the most important things, which I difference from other offices as such, is all of our VAs are actually employed in the office. They come to the office. They work off modern equipment. They've got full-time power there, except for when it goes down for the whole Philippines. The internet is there, so they're not working from a bedroom or an internet cafe. Over and above that, I have an American lady whose name is Jamie Patton, who is an office manager. She has 15 years internet marketing experience. She knows way more than I do, and she is the actual manager in the office, and she's the person that clients speak to when they want to get started, and she manages the whole output.
You know what, Nobby? So let's talk about this now. I want to give everybody the free gift, and I want to give them a chance to get in touch with you. So if they want to talk to you about money rules, which I know you said is half of what you do. We talked about this again off camera. And then the other half is running your outsourcing team. I want them to be able to get in touch with you for some options. So first of all, Nobby, we're going to give a gift away, which is a video that accompanies the book that you had made by your outsourcing team. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
And I'll let you tell you something about it in a second, but if people listen to this on podcast, it's probably the free link is probably already shown up on the video, but it's greatnessquest.com/money rules. So go to greatnessquest.com/money rules, and you'll get the free gift of this video that goes along with the book. I really enjoyed the book. It's a nice, easy read, but tell them a little bit about this video, because I also think what's cool about it is you had somebody else do the work, or to a certain degree.
Oh, yeah. Look, all I did was I sat down and I read the book. And then I took the recording. I sent that across to the office, and they took that transcription and turned it into a video. So it's the story within the book. It's not the whole book.
Mm-hmm.
There's a story. And it's a fun story. It goes for 29 minutes and 8 seconds.
Well, just be specific, won't you?
Yeah, I try. But a lot of the women who've actually watched it have said, you know what, I'm showing that to my daughter because I want her to understand that in life, not everything is easy. And you portrayed it through these two girls growing up as a very good story.
You know, I did like, what are your names of the two main characters or girls? I think those are just cute. What is it again?
Girl and Rich.
Yeah, and then their husbands or boyfriends end up being, what are some of the names? Because they were hilarious.
Guy.
Yeah.
She met a guy, and so his name was Guy.
Yeah, everything was going fine for girl and guy. Baby was growing. I just thought it was a cute way that you just, like, they had dog. What was dog's name? Dog. I don't know if you had that or not. I can't remember now. Well, that was very cute.
But the main reason for that, and people were saying to me, so why didn't you give them actual names? And it's because they're nondescript. Anybody can relate to being a character within that book. And they say, I relate with that person, mm-hmm. and I need to get my money in order, or I relate to that person and my marriage was hell, and things like that. So, friend, for instance,
is one of the characters, right?
The money, right? So, friend said, my life was hell. My partner treated me badly, was always, spending my money and everything like that. But now I'm glad he's gone and I can get on with my life and look what I've achieved. And you can do the same thing. The outcome with the story was we took the knowledge, education, and experience that these women had and turned it into a business that they are now generating an income and their future is pretty much secure. Um, so, because they
Pause a second.
happily
Pause
ever
again. Hold on. Hold on. I'm missing some gold. You just broke up again. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to reframe something you just kind of skipped over. We talked about this off camera. I asked you, Nobby, I said, what's your business? What do you actually sell? Who do you work with? And you said that your clients are basically the women that you found that you worked with oftentimes as a financial planner that you then told the story in this book. And so you'll work with a lot of people around, let's just call it money coaching, or these money rules as your system to help them basically come up with a system that gives them clarity about what they make, spend, and keep. I know that you look at it slightly differently, but that's about it. And then after they're getting in control of their money, so that gives them more sense of confidence and security, so they can still drink the glass of wine and they don't have to go out and make $1 million to go ahead and have the quality of life they want to have, but they have less money, stress, and the way you're nodding now is great because you're like, yeah, he's got it. And then, but then you said you take it another step further, and these women, you will now help a lot of people that you get to work with build a business around what? So bring that in because that's actually really cool.
Okay, so everybody has knowledge, education, or experience that they can share with other people, but they don't know how to do it. In fact, you and I already know 82% of the population want to write a book, but the fact is that 98% of them will never do it. So in the same way, I take that knowledge, education, experience and show them how to turn that into a product or a book, or a system that they can teach to other people and then monetize that. So they don't need to stress. We'll set it up on a website, and therefore I use the outsourcing office as the back end for that. And, that just removes all the problems for them in thinking of they don't need to think about doing all the small stuff, just need to get on with doing what they do well.
Okay, so you are a recovering financial planner. You said I'm not into all those rules and regulations and BS that's going to go ahead and paperwork and crap. And I just want to help people. So you focused on helping people. You came up with your principles of money rules and about how people get to make their own choices and then they can design their own quality of life. And then once you help them get into control, which is part of the system, and you guys can go get this book. Nobby, how can they get you, find you, get the book, find Outsource OK, all of that? Because I skipped that. I said it, but I didn't give you a chance to say anything.
Well, look, the book is still available on Amazon. It's still 99 cents. I haven't put the price up. So they can get that. Rich Girl, Poor Girl in Amazon. We'll get them there. And to get to me, BYKLEINMAN.com will get them to me to start with.
Say that again, just when you said your beautiful name and spelled it, you broke up. Do it again.
NOBBYKLEINMAN.com.
That's great. Now it'll be on the screen, but for those people that are listening, then they can get it. So go there. Now they can get your book. Can they also find your outsourcing there? Because I haven't been to your site.
The outsourcing isn't there, but it's simple. It's outsourceok, all one word, .com. So outsourceok.com.
All right, we are going to talk about that off camera so I can find out who you've already got on your team, because I have a start of my own VA team, but I'm in the process of expanding it, so I want to talk to you about that. So make sure you reach out to Nobby for both his money rules and his outsourcing team, because I'm, like I just said, no BS, I'm going to do the same thing. Now, we were talking about how after people get in control of their money, you said something really key here. And you and I are on the same page of this, that everybody has something valuable to share that they can go ahead and share with others and turn it into a business. And you said everybody, which I really liked. And then you said their knowledge, education, or experience. Sounds like that's something that just rolled off your tongue. So you'll take their knowledge or their education or their experience or their passion, and you'll help them turn it into a product or a book or whatever to monetize it. And then you take the stress away of the minutia of needing to understand the technology of social media and the technology of the doodad that's going to do the wahoo, and you just manage that for them with your team, who's better of all that crap than you are. and then they don't have to stress. You do not seem like a very stressed dude.
I'm having a meeting with a woman who's for years worked in the singles scene for 45 to 65-year-olds, and she wants to get on TV. So we're going to start webcasting her program for singles. So I've already talked to her about all the products that we're going to create for her. And she says, I love this. I've got all the content. How do I do this? And I said, it's easy.
Got it. So, and I agree, Nobby, there's so much of this that's so easy. And that said, it's because some of the easiest parts are when I'm not doing it. You know, the things that I'm not doing are the easiest for me. The person who edited my book, that was pretty easy. When I'm in my brilliance, like I love talking to people, I love interviewing, like that is not stressful, it's not challenging. I love to go ahead and pull out your mojo, and then I have fun, and I don't care if I have to rip my shirt open, and not that I have anything under except black, you know. It's better when I don't have the hairy chest though that you're sporting there. Yeah, keep it in. I don't want to see it.
Cold.
But then I love when I have a team that can help me and they do what they do best. And I am just, one of the reasons we did your epic book launch together is I didn't want to write your chapter. I didn't want to bring in your expertise. I don't have your level of experience, so I brought you in, and then the other 19 co-authors we have in the book, so that we can actually work together and know each other's strengths, so we can go ahead and multiply those. Which, by the way, with what we're doing with your epic book launch, I virtually guarantee you we're going to start using some of the outsource options, so that we can, because we have so much we have planned with that book on the other products and different things we're doing. We need help, so this is awesome.
There you go.
There you go. No stress, no strain, man.
That's it.
Well,
life wasn't meant to be stressful.
So okay, hold on. Then life wasn't meant to be stressful. Nobby Kleinman, write that one down. I'm going to write it down. Life was not meant to be stressful. I might be able to read that in my handwriting here. That is worse than my daughter's.
Well, there's a replay of this later if you like.
Exactly. We are recording this. Maybe I'll have one of your transcriptionists actually write it out for me so I can read it later.
Here you go.
Now, we talked about, we promised we'd give some help with debt elimination, money management, wealth creation. Talk just real briefly about that. This is supposed to be about money rules, your choices, your future. We've pretty much said that people can have some freedom, that it doesn't have to be stressful. But what is your advice to people, and when they're trying to get out of debt or create wealth and get rich and make a lot of money? I mean, how do you do that with someone? And I think primarily you work with a lot of women, but how do you do it?
Look, I use the software that I developed, and it is still money in, money out, but then it becomes a matter of prioritizing, right? So we take the money that you spend, so we know that money is gone, and then we look at what's left over, and it's prioritizing. If there's money left over, then how do we allocate that? And the program will actually show you the quickest way to spend or to pay off those debts, and then start, creating your wealth. In essence, I don't know if you can see it. What does it actually do with money rules? See if I can get that closer.
Yeah.
So in essence, if you're going to pay $300,000 in interest, you're looking at only paying about $180,000 in interest on a mortgage. And so that's a mortgage, and then you've got personal debts. This is a time that you would save. Instead of 300 months, you'd be down to something, like 30 years. You'd be down to something like about 12 years. So,
got it. So the software can help identify some of those savings for you and just shift the way people spend their money every month to go ahead and take advantage of that. And that is something that is relatively complex. My wife has a system, and it's not a software yet, but it's something you guys should actually talk. I need to introduce you to my wife, because I know you have a program for financial planners, which is something I've actually brainstormed with my wife over the years, because she's evolved her financial planning business into this coaching and consulting whole business that she feels so much more rewarded. And then it builds her financial planning business as well. And we've talked about her own certification program. So for anybody who might be a financial planner that's watching or whatnot, talk a little bit about what you've created for your software then, because apparently you've got a software solution for part of this is the equation, and then what you've created as far as that as well.
Look, I do. Money Rules is available. It's moneyrules.com.au. And there's another smaller version of it called Debt Easy. So DEBTEEZEE.com.au. And so they're both programs that show you the fastest way to eliminate your debt. And that way you'll pay less interest and you'll save years of time. So the money that you would have paid towards, say, a mortgage over the 15, 18 years, you now pay towards your retirement accumulation. So you're not trying to save for your retirement at the same time you're paying off your mortgage. My thing is that you will pay off all your debts before you start looking at paying off your mortgage, your retirement. And the reason for that is the uncertainty in the world. People lose their jobs every day. I'd rather lose a job and have no debt and nobody can take away my house than have been trying to pay off my mortgage and pay money towards my retirement. Now, as an against the
Hold on. You're breaking up. Start again. That last 10 seconds.
Okay. It goes against the grain of financial planning, right? For most people, that I say, don't worry about saving for the future. Worry about the here and now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's far more important to manage your money right now, eliminate that debt, eliminate the stress that comes with it.
Yeah.
Because if the thing is you come in and the boss says, hey, we're closing up, the first thing that goes through your mind is, I've got children to feed. I've got a mortgage to pay.
Yeah.
That stress is gone if you have no mortgage to pay.
Yeah, right. Well, you know what's interesting? My wife, really, you guys need to talk. I need to set an appointment for you guys when we get offline here so you guys can connect. She just told me a story because she's got a presentation she'll give in Brooklyn to a few hundred entrepreneurs through a chamber event that's going on. And she asked me to join her there. And I'm going to take a little segment of one of the talks she's giving. But we were talking about her stories, and she said, I'll tell this one about, and I don't remember the name of the client, but they went from being negative over $2,000 a month, whatever, or maybe, hold on, what was it? I don't remember the number. It was over $1,000 a month. It was like $2,700, something like that. And inside of just a couple of months, again, I'm screwing up the numbers here, but inside of the short time she's working with my wife, they actually turned it upside down. They didn't start making more money. They just had more money at the end of the month, and it was a complete flip-flop. It was about a $3,000 to $4,000 swap just on prioritizing, getting clarity, managing the money, just looking at it in the way that my wife runs through the program. I'm sure it's very similar. Obviously, it's going to have some differences, but it's so valuable, and her clients get so much of that. What's the opposite of money stress? Money mastery. That's what my wife calls it, is money mastery. Is if you don't have money mastery, you're screwed because you have all that stress.
Well, who do you go to work for? Everybody else or yourself? Well, until you learn that you're working for yourself and not everyone else, everybody else has got to come second, right? You're always putting yourself second until you learn that it's you and your family that you're working for.
I think that's great, man. All right, well, we talked to help me with debt elimination, money management, wealth creation. There's something you said off camera about where people like to focus or don't like to focus. Just let's go ahead and wrap up with that. Actually, I'm not going to guide you on that. What do you think the last part is of what you would share with anybody listening or watching right now?
Look, we've covered a fair bit of stuff. I really don't know where to go. I would just say that everybody in life is, if you want to get control of their,
this is Murphy's Law. As soon as I ask for your last words of wisdom, the video cuts out again. Say it again.
Everybody's goal in life is about money. Everything revolves around money. Okay, so the thing is, get your money under control. You'll get your life under control.
I couldn't agree more, my friend. And my wife lives that every day and sharing it with people. And she's done the same as you. She helps people grow their businesses now. And she has a lot of female clients as well that like to work with her. So it's definitely doable. And people are surprised by how they can pay down their debt in a short period of time. It happens with my wife all the time with her clients, and she actually hasn't had this. I think is really key. So anybody who's got a financial planner out there and you don't have a money coach, you need to find one. And go check out Money Rules so that you can get that. My wife has a show on here called the Financial G Spot, so you should check her out. She's always dealing with people on the Whatever It Takes network, and she's interacting with their money issues, and just getting clarity is so dang valuable. And check out Nobby. Go to Nobby Kleinman.com. NobbyKleinman, Nobby Kleinman. Check out greatnessquest.com/money rules to get our free gifts. And you know what, brother? I'm going to ask you, can I get off camera, I'll get the links from you again about some of the resources to the, what did you say? The Debt Easy?
DebtEasy.com.au.
DebtEasy.com.au, and the other one was moneyrules.com.au?
Correct.
Okay. I'll put that in the free resources as well so everybody has access to that. I'm sure it'll be on the screen here so they can get it, but just if you're driving in your car and listening to this, you can go to greatnessquest.com/money rules and you'll get all of the gifts. I'm going to be able to pull out a Nobby here for free so you can have more access. Getting control of your money, according to Nobby Kleinman. And one very nice, laid-back, recovering financial planner.
Absolutely. I love what I do.
Well, man, great to have you as a partner in Your Epic Book Launch. So make sure you guys check out that as well. And we'll be back here next week with someone else amazing to help you take your life and your business to the next level. Talk to you later.
Greatness Quest is also available for download on iTunes and Stitcher. See the link in the description below.